Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shani, and if you're new here, welcome. And to my regular watchers, I really appreciate you. On the menu today, let's make these delicious cheese steak sandwiches. These are so delicious. Let's get started. Okay, so here I have everything laid out nicely. I have my rolls, I have my cheese, I have my spices, and my butter and some garlic salt there. That's gonna be for the spread on the bread. And then here I have some chopped up peppers and some beef bouillon. And then this is my dry spices. I'll list everything for you below. And this is my ketchup and my mayonnaise. That's gonna be that nice sauce. And then here I have my steak. It is not one of the most expensive cuts. This is a top sirloin roast, I think. So it's not that tender as a ribeye. So if you have the means, you can go ahead and get a ribeye. But I wanted to stay in my lane today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and what I'm doing is tenderizing the meat with my knife here. If you have a tenderizer, go ahead and use it. And this beef works perfect. You just don't want to overcook it. So I'm just giving it some, pounds on it there. So over here also I have my peppers and my onions. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make some thin slices on this beef, and I'm slicing it on the diagonal across the grain. If you want to do it the other way, that's fine, but you want to make sure you cut it across the grains, and that's gonna help to even make it more tender. So there it is, some thin slices. Alright, so after chopping up all of the meat, I'm going to go ahead and put it into a separate bowl here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this seasoned up nicely, because this is where all our flavor is going to come in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our meat seasoned up. So here are the dry spices. Just in here some onion powder, black pepper, oregano, and some garlic powder and salt. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that onto the meat, but you can use any seasonings of your choice. Next here I have a teaspoon of beef bouillon and some chopped up peppers, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add that as well. Okay, so I'll just give that a quick mix, and I'll also go ahead and add in some gravy master. If you don't have this, it's not a problem. Just go ahead and use a little bit of tomato paste, and that's gonna help to give you a nice sauce. Next, I'll go ahead and add some Worcestershire sauce. That just goes so well with beef. If you've never tried it, you should go ahead and try it. Then I'll just go ahead and give this a quick mix up. Then we're gonna just work on our peppers. So you can use any assortment of peppers here that you like. So I'm just gonna use a little more than half of each of these peppers. Alright, so I'm just slicing these peppers down into strips here, but you can slice them in chunks however you like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set those aside, and then I'll also just chop up my onion and my garlic as well. Alright, so there you have it. Everything is perfectly done and set aside. So we just want to do a little bit of flavoring on our bread so that it just tastes good. So here is just some garlic salt and some butter. So you want to use unsalted butter since you're using garlic salt. So I'm just mixing this around and let your butter be soft enough, and we're just going to get that onto our bread. We're going to spread it onto our bread nicely so that we're gonna have a nice juicy garlicky bread for our sandwich. So I'm just gonna do that to all of these, and then we're gonna go ahead and start grilling up our meat and veggies. Okay, so I'm using a griddle here, but you can use any pan that you have. So I've just added in some olive oil to the pan, and I'm just letting this heat up. So I'm just using my same brush that I had with a little bit of butter that's on it already, and I'm just spreading out the oil to make sure I'm covering all of the surface. Then we're gonna go ahead and place our meat on, and I mean guys, like this is literally gonna take you 5 minutes. You don't want to overcook this meat. Remember I told you it's not one of the most expensive cuts. So And even with an expensive cut, you don't want to overcook it. Beef is just like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this go for about a minute or two on the other side. Then I'll toss it over and then add the veggies on. Alright, so you want to keep your flame pretty high. So I'm going to go ahead now and place the onions and the peppers on the other end of the griddle. And then I'll just give that a minute as well. And then I'll just go ahead and toss them together, and then we'll add our cheeses. And we're going to literally put this meal together in no time. Alright, so this is perfect. We've gotten some juice from our beef and it's looking and smelling delicious, friends. I really wish you could smell it or taste it. So now I'm going to go ahead and just get the veggies mixed in with the meat, and then we're going to go ahead and lay our rolls on the other end of the griddle. So, but if you're not using a griddle, you can use your oven to just heat up your bread for like a minute or so. So go ahead and place those delicious bread that we buttered onto the other end of the grill, and these literally need a couple of seconds, just a couple of seconds, just to melt the butter and just to warm the bread through. Sorry you're seeing all of my hand today. So now I'm just placing on my cheese. You can use any cheese that you want. This is just cheddar cheese. You can use provolone, you can use mozzarella, whatever cheese that you have, it's up to you. So this just needs a couple of seconds just to melt the cheese, and then we are ready to eat. Yum! Alright, so it's been a couple of seconds. So now let's get our bread off the flame, and these look delicious. So let's go ahead and assemble our sandwiches because our cheese is melted nicely. So we're not gonna forget our ketchup and our mayonnaise. So we're just mixing that together and we're getting that onto our bread because that's delicious sauce that we need. Then go ahead and pile on your meat as high or as much as you like. Okay, so there you have it, our delicious and beautiful cheesesteak sandwich. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it if you join the family. I really do hope you like this recipe. If you don't, you just don't like food. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.